いつもウィークリービデオを見ていただきありがとうございます。今週は通常のパワーサマリーをお休みして、CHSB とスイスボーグアルファの関係性、自動化されたベンチャーキャピタルディールフローに参加するための革新的なスイスボーグアルファについてお伝えしていきたいと思います。はじめに私の方から簡単にスイスボーグアルファとは何かについて説明し、その後アレックスが作成したアルファについての動画が Twitter 上でも大きな反響をいただいたので、そちらを共有できればと思います。また本題に入る前に、最近 CHS ビールドがなくなったことに対して質問をいただいておりますが、こちらに関しては4月に開催された CHSB トークンライブストリームで CHS ビールドの一時停止を発表しています。また CHS ビールドに代わり、なおかつすべてのユーザーに報酬を与えるための新しい取り組みとして、ガバナンスユーティリティのアップグレード及び新しい報酬システムの中核となるヒーロースコアの導入、スイスボーグアルファを発表しています。本日はその中でもスイスボーグアルファについて焦点を絞りお伝えしていきたいと思います。またその他の新しくなったユーティリティに関しては別の動画でも説明していますので、合わせてご確認ください。では早速アルファについて、その特徴と他の投資商品との違いについて、こちらのスライドをご確認ください。スイスボーグはパッシブ投資プラットフォームであり、通常は先進的な段階のプロジェクトに取り組んでおり、これらのプロジェクトは非常に信頼性が高いため、リスクが低いのが特徴です。またアルファに関連する商品においても引き続き受動的ではあるので、皆様がインフルエンサーのように積極的に活動する必要はなく、受動的に活動しながらもより質の高い投資の機会を得ることができます。またリスクの面では、他の投資機会と比較すると高品質でありながらもリスクの高い初期段階のプロジェクトに焦点を当てていることが特徴です。今お伝えしたことをまとめると、スイスボーグアルファではリスクは高くなりますが、よりエキサイティングでより夢や希望がある成長初期段階のプロジェクトへの投資機会を提供しています。また私たちはこのリスクを軽減し、お客様により安全性を提供するために技術的なデュージェリゼンスを行っており、皆様は最小限の労力で私たちの戦略をコピー、選択することができるようになっています。なお、アルファで提供している投資機会においては、まずトークンをローンチする前の段階に該当するプライマリーマーケットへの機会。これはスイスボーグベンチャーズやローンチパッド IDO など初期段階の投資機会を組み合わせたものであり、例えばスイスボーグベンチャーズが過去1年間に投資したプロジェクトの一部を紹介すると、ライムワイヤーやクロスタエイジ、エージェンライヤーなどがあり、これらは今後アルファの機会で構成されることも検討されています。その他セカンダリーマーケットでは、初期のジェムスやファンダメンタルズに比べて価格が低すぎるディストレストプロジェクトなども含まれており、私たちはこのような機会を見つけ、皆様に最高の投資機会を提供できるように全力を尽くしています。それではここまででアルファについての全体像と、アルファではどのような投資機会を提供していくのかについてご理解いただけたと思います。ここからはスイスボーグベンチャーズなどが提供するプライマリーマーケットへの投資の機会と、ディストレストプロジェクトへの投資の機会、そもそもディストレストアセットとは何なのか、どのようにスイスボーグアルファにこの2つを取り組んでいくのかなど、アレックスからこの点を説明してもらいたいと思います。
Dear crypto community blockchain base across the globe, for all the CHSB token holders or even non-token holders, I wanted to share something extremely important, extremely timely when it comes to finding the next 10 to 100x. And there are many formulas, but specifically today we want to talk about two core concepts. And these two core concepts are essentially comparing ventures, for those who are very lucky, it's quite an exclusive world, versus distressed assets, which are available to all through the secondary markets. But right now, when we come to the accumulation phase of a market cycle, knowing how far we've retraced, it is really the time where you can get access to life-changing wealth. And for these reasons, the next few slides, I think, will matter to you. Now, without further ado, what is distressed assets? Well, if we look at the typical financial terminology and definition, it will tell you something like this. When the person or business needs immediate cash and wants to sell the asset at less than its value, it's become a distressed asset. But the way we are defining distressed assets in crypto is slightly different. So I want to share our definition of a distressed asset. This is when a project and token is A, down 80 to 99% from all-time highs. It could even be down 99% from the actual private sale price. So VCs, including, have lost a lot of money. B, they're lacking community, or most of their community has left. But also promotion before C, releasing a significant milestone and accepts to do some sort of OTC deal where they will sell their token at a discount in exchange for getting exposure, credibility, and recreating a community. And this is what we at SwissBorg call also an alpha opportunity. Now, what is alpha with SwissBorg? Well, alpha is essentially capturing both worlds, ventures and distressed assets. But before we jump into that, let's look at you, the non-SwissBorg user, how you can compare and where do you need to go to create life-changing wealth, even possibly generational wealth if you use this recipe in multiple bull to bear cycles over time. Now, there are multiple verticals and categories that we need to compare both ventures and distressed assets, but the first one is a very obvious one. It is the valuation and token price. Well, here, when it comes to ventures, of course, you have lower valuation because they're early stage projects. But here, distressed assets are also tokens that have gone down significantly. And I would say that any project under $50 million of fully diluted valuation is considered a low valuation. Now, what about vesting and liquidity? Now, one thing that distressed has an advantage over ventures is that when you buy these tokens off the secondary market, you do not have the cliff or linear vesting that you have with ventures deal flow. What about the marketing and hype? Here, ventures is better than distressed assets because while they're raising funds, while they're getting PR releases, influencers talk about them, they're generating lots of hype. While a distressed asset, on the contrary, has probably lost all of its hype because the token is down 99%. Now, the next part is, what about the company in the technological stage? Here, most of the time, distressed assets are winning because when a token has completely retraced, very likely it is that they haven't released a significant milestone over a long course of time. So the investors were impatient and decided to sell and dump everything without waiting for this significant stage, which sometimes rightfully so, because sometimes that stage never comes. So it's not always the investor's fault. Could be the project's fault. Now, last but not least is the funds. Here, of course, ventures projects are better than most distressed assets because most of these projects raised funds a while ago, probably don't have real revenue streams, so may need to re-raise funds, while ventures, it's fresh capital in the bank or in their actual accounts or wallets. So here you can see, guys, really there are pros and cons to both ventures versus distressed assets. But the good thing is if you don't have access to ventures deal flow, then you still have massive opportunities in the accumulation phase of the current market cycle. What if you could have a product that will take both VC and distressed assets deal flow, put it into one product that is fully automated for you with 17 fiat currencies and no Web3 wallet? Now let's have a look at SwissBorg Alpha opportunity number 1 that is launching this week. Let's look at this UX and UI, guys. Access this deal flow with different cards, different vaults for different people depending on their premium, the amount of SwissBorg tokens they have. You click on it, you have these flashing screens that will give you information, all the facts and figures, and a summary that all investors should receive when getting deal flow. And then boom, you just lock, you have all the terms and conditions, contracts, all within in-app in a beautiful interface. Now let that sink in, guys. Let that sink in on how venture capital, but also distressed assets will be offered to all through Alpha. Thank you so much for watching, and long live the CHSB.
The power of venture capital.
Launchpad. Microcap gems, all in one. Your future is here.